What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another daily news recap. My name is Jeremy Baker. I will be with you for the next couple hours, going over some of the daily news recaps or the day headlines that I found interesting. The world seems to be on fire, and Donald Trump has been completely incompetent throughout the entire process, leading us to what will most likely be a complete disaster. So we have a lot to talk about today, though. So on today's list of topics, we're going to talk about who I want to call the hero of the week. I want to promote a TikTok influencer that I just find absolutely hilarious. It's from Canada, who makes videos just making fun of Trump and all the people associated with him. KK Caroline is just flawlessly lying about everything that's going on. She's claiming that the big, beautiful bill is going to decrease the deficit, even though everybody in the world besides her and some Republicans are saying that it's going to increase it. Some Republicans are pissing Donald Trump off. They cannot get this bill passed because it's absolutely insane. One congressman claims that it's going to be as high as, raise the deficit as high as $20 billion. They basically want a blank check, okay? And the Republicans are meeting at 1 a.m. to try and slide the big, beautiful bill under the radar. But they were unable to do that because they're unable to govern. They've proven that over the last couple of years. Honestly, why I'm still surprised they won the election, because nobody paid attention. They paid attention to the propaganda. They never paid attention to the fact that they barely passed anything that helped Americans over the last 2 years. And all of them almost got reelected, which is absolutely insane. We're going to talk about the Golden Dome. I mentioned it yesterday with James on Monday. Donald Trump wants to build a missile defense system. And he also mentioned space as well, which is going to cost anywhere from 25 to like $125 billion. Like, where are we getting all this money? Hey, what's up, Jeanette, Pamela? Thank you so much. Again, thank you guys for all your support. Good to see you. I was hoping a lot of people would hop in today. If you can, share this, interact with the video as much as possible. Maybe it'll, I don't know, somehow break through the algorithm. One of these days, I want to have like hundreds, if not thousands of people in these lives that we can all interact and build this whole amazing new community. So the children of Gaza it's been reported that if aid is not immediately gotten to Gaza, tens of thousands of children are going to die of starvation. Netanyahu is on the verge of just wiping out everybody. He does not give a shit. I have a video here and a post, I went to the post because the video's not in English anyway. So I had to post on Twitter. Twitter is nice enough to translate it for me, and just, it's crazy. And he, in the post, mentions that he prefers Trump's vision of Gaza, which we all know what Donald Trump wants to do to Gaza. He wants to turn it into beachfront property. Trump just today or yesterday humiliated the absolute shit out of America, meeting with the leader of South Africa, because they're trying to tell Donald Trump, who does not believe them, because he only believes conspiracy theories and propaganda, that this white genocide is not happening in South Africa. Yes, there is violence. I mean, we should know about that. America is one of the most violent places in the entire world. But yeah, so the leader admits, yes, there is stuff happening. There is violence in South Africa. I mean, they've been through a lot of turmoil, obviously, with apartheid and everything like that. But Donald Trump truly believes and is trying to tell the American people that white people in South Africa are being murdered and their land is being stolen. We've already talked about this before. It is not true. But I truly believe that Donald Trump thinks it's true. Elon Musk is mad. This is fantastic. Elon Musk is mad because people think he's a Nazi. Kid. He is, I swear to God now, he is on a pity tour going around like, I can't believe the propaganda and the corporate media. Like, Donald Trump owns all the corporate media. Like, most of the corporate media, if not all of it's on Donald Trump's side. So what propaganda are you talking about? We're not blind, you dumb shit. We saw the salute on at the inauguration. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, so I have some videos and some articles just to prove even further that Elon Musk not only is a Nazi, but his whole family has ties to the actual Fourth or Third Reich in the Nazi Party. So if anybody doubts that whatsoever, we can finally put that to bed. So, and then of course we're gonna go look at True Social and check out how many times Donald Trump and how much crazy shit Donald Trump has posted today. I think he's going back to about making movies great again or making Hollywood great again, which nobody gives a shit about. Nobody fucking cares. You know what I mean? Like we don't give a shit, bro. You are fucking up. Everybody is taking you for a fool. And just to prove it, I want to play this video, and this is from one of my favorite influencers on TikTok. So let me go ahead and change this over to the other screen so you guys can see what's going on. I think I'm going to leave it like this for today. Maybe yes, no, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But first, let me play this video. This is her name. It's just Day with a Canadian flag. That's what her username is. I forget what her what do you call it? Actually, that's her username. Okay, so I'll just pull up the video and shut up. But she just trolls Trump in the funniest way possible. I tried to get her on our podcast, but she said she's not. I actually reached out to her, but she replied. She's like, I'm very nice, very polite, and said that she's not able to, or she just isn't taking podcast requests. But I was like, man, I would just love her to be on the show. So if you guys want, I mean, you could always tag her, or maybe you message her and be like, hey, I know this podcast that reached out. All right. So anyway, here's a video of her reenacting Donald Trump's call, his successful 2-hour call to Vladimir Putin. So just to make you laugh to start it off, because we do have some serious stuff to talk about tonight. But you know how we are here at the WWII podcast. We like to bring a little levity to the situation. So let's start with this.
No. Please. No. Wanna ride on my jet? Ooh, no. 10 gold cards. No. 100 tigers. 100 tigers. No. 100 ballet performing vodka drinking bears. No. Melania. No. Just finished my 2-hour call with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. The tone and spirit of the call were excellent. Post.
When I saw that, I had to laugh because Mike and I actually joke about that's why that Putin has PP tapes on Donald Trump. So if again, it's Day, just D-A-Y, with the Canadian flag. If you look her up on TikTok, she posts some of the most hilarious videos, and it's spot on with the whole situation and how ridiculous it is. So, okay, so first, let's start off with what I'm going to do. I don't know, on a regular basis, but when I spot one, I'm going to at least call it out, which would be our hero of the week. A woman by the name of Alexandria Diaz. Apparently her father was a cop who was shot and killed in the line of duty. And on his behalf, she is accepting an award from Donald Trump. And she does not want to be there. She posted a video that's gone very viral now, where she at the end, of course, says Free Palestine, that she's only accepted the award out of respect for her father, and so on. But you can tell just by the look on her face, she does not want to be there. She made it very clear. This video has gone viral on every platform. But Donald, I want you to watch not her face, but I want you to watch Donald Trump. He is so uncomfortable and absolutely confused as to why this woman isn't just completely fawning all over him. So just watch his reaction to the whole situation.
tough thing to do. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. There's other clips of it, but yeah, I would just like to give her a shout out. The reaction she gave afterwards, she made it perfectly clear that she is not a fan of Donald Trump whatsoever or anything that he's doing, and is very much against the genocide in Gaza. So, all right, so let's talk about this Republican, the big, beautiful bill that they're trying to push through. It is literally going to screw over millions of Americans, kick people off of Medicaid, doing food stamp requirements or work requirements for food stamps, which again, people just don't understand. Some people can't work and some people have kids. And if they do go to work, it requires them to have people watch those kids. They can't take the kids to work with them, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, so apparently these idiots don't understand that, and they just expect, you to work X amount of hours a week, and then you can have your food stamps. So here again, I'm going to just let you guys know where I get my information from. I am not sponsored by Ground News, but this is where I get most of my news articles from, because it is a great source, and it composites information from all different places. You can see above my head. It literally pulls from all these different sources, and it tells you which sources are leaning right, which ones are more in the center, and which ones report lean more to the left. On this side here, it'll tell you who it is. It'll tell you how factual their articles are. Okay? You can pick and choose which one you want. In this day and age of information, misinformation, I think it's very important that we have a place to go to. Not only that brings in multiple news stories from multiple different places and multiple different sources, it gives you a composite of all of them. It gives you like a synopsis. So if you don't want to go searching through all these articles, it gives you a synopsis on it, and you can pick on the top here whether you want it lean into your right. If you're right on the right and you want it that way, just go ahead. I just leave it in the center, and then I'll go through some of the articles and read the different ones depending on which way they lean. And there's quite a difference depending on which side you pick. Which there shouldn't be. There's, it should just be news, and it should just be reporting the facts. But no, these news channels constantly want to skew headlines and spin it to their benefit somehow, I guess. I don't know. I hate corporate news. I don't watch corporate news. So if you guys don't want to know where I get my information from, most of it is from Ground News. Again, this is not a sponsorship pitch or anything like that. They do not give me any money. They don't know I exist. Maybe one day they will, and maybe they'll sponsor the show. That would be cool, because I know they do that. But yeah, and it's not very expensive. There's like a small membership fee every month. You get it right on your phone, and it's you don't have to pay separate for the desktop version. So really cool. So, but yeah, okay. So Trump's big, beautiful bill that it's so big and beautiful. And they want everybody, they're going to save America with this big, beautiful bill. And it's so big and beautiful that they had to talk about it at 1 a.m. when everybody was asleep. They literally tried to sneak this giant hunk of shit under the radar. And this is absolutely crazy. So, all right, I'll read the first part here. May 21st, today, House Speaker Mike Johnson acknowledged that the vote on the President Trump's multi-trillion-dollar tax cut for the rich and spending package could be postponed. Oh, poor Donald Trump. He's going to have a big old fit. He's going to be raging, bro. I think mentally he's about out. He's about to check out. One of these days, all this stress and all that medication that he's on, allegedly, is going to catch up to him. So, yeah. So the delay results from divisions within the Republican Party. Again, these people cannot govern because they can't even get along with themselves, which is incredible. The Democrats, I don't even want to talk about them right now. Most of them are on my shit list right now. Like Cory Booker, really? You're going to stand there for 25 fucking hours and not pee and not eat? You get like a banana and that's it? Beforehand, I don't think I ate or anything. Didn't go to the bathroom for 25 hours just to vote somebody Donald Trump pardoned, Jared Kushner's father. Really? That was your purpose? Was it just to get attention for a little bit? Like, was it a joke? Like, were you Was it a distraction? Like, you know what I'm saying? Were you distracting us, helping them? Well, like, what was the plan? I don't understand it now, because why would you go through all that and endure 25 hours of being on your feet and talking the entire time just to go ahead and vote for somebody like Jared Kushner's father? That's insane. So this bill, which is over 1,000 pages long, extends the tax cuts, the 2017 tax cuts, which are Donald Trump's tax cuts for the rich. One of the reasons we're in the situation we're in now. One of the reasons we had inflation. One of the reasons, but they blamed it on Joe Biden. But now that Donald Trump's in office and all this shit's going to hell, they're still blaming it on Joe Biden. And as a matter of fact, they're still trying to put the attention on Joe Biden's mental acuity. Like, yeah, bro, Joe Biden had the most successful one or single term in presidential history. Facts. You can argue with that all you want, but that is the fact. That is 100% absolutely a fact. So whether he was mentally all there or not the entire time, his staff made sure he was okay, made sure I mean, you know what I'm saying? He had all qualified people around him. It's not just about the president, it's about the people surround him, obviously. I mean, like today, Pete Hegseth, the leader of our military, held a prayer meeting in the Pentagon. In the fucking Pentagon. And he had his pastor from Tennessee or some shit come up to be the main speaker. And they called this is absolutely 100% true. They called Donald Trump the divine leader, which means they think he was sent by God. I'm starting to truly think that they think that's true, which is fucking insane. If that's how God works, like God is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? But the fact that all these people think they're going to heaven after all this is funny to me, because they got a big surprise coming, which is, yeah. So he adds new 2024 campaign promises and includes $1 trillion in spending cuts to Medicaid. $1 trillion in spending cuts. Yo, this is going to kill people. This is going to fucking kill people. And to Medicaid and food stamps, alongside $350 billion in new spending. This is one of the reasons that our credit rating was recently lowered. This is one of the reasons the stock market took a big old dip today, is because all of this new spending, and most people are saying it's going to increase the deficit. Oh, right here. Estimate would be, it would increase the deficit by 3.8 trillion. I'm going to show you a video of Caroline Levitt trying to say that it's going to lower it. Like, who is she trying to convince here? But there's one senator or congressman who was MAGA Republican, Thomas Massie's very MAGA Republican, who was out there saying it could increase the deficit by as much as $20 trillion. Guys, we are being left behind. China is taking over where we left off. They're providing aid to Gaza. They're providing aid where USAID was providing aid. They are way more advanced than we ever thought, especially with automobiles, factories, robotics, pretty much everything. They are going to leave us in the dust, and we're going to eventually become irrelevant. You know what I mean? And at that point, that's why I don't understand what the end game for these, because once we're cut off for the world, there's nothing left. Once they take, there's nothing. There's nothing. They're destroying the entire global trade with the United States, which is fascinating. But I'm still not understanding what the end game. I mean, I know they want to get rich, but eventually they can only take so much, and then there's nothing left, especially if we're cut off from the entire world. So, yeah, let me play the video. This is Thomas Massie, who Trump now thinks should be voted out of office. And this is a guy who's been a diehard Trumper, okay? There's no question about it. But now that he is, just common sense, saying that this is bad for the American people, which I can't believe it's so hard to get a Republican to say that what Donald Trump is doing is bad for the American people. Just go watch the hearings, the Senate hearings recently with Kristi Noem. She didn't even know what the fuck, she didn't even know what habeas corpus meant. They asked her what habeas corpus meant. She gave an explanation. We're like, no, that's not it. That's not it. Amanda, what did Donald Trump say about the SNAP benefits? They don't understand what that is. Caroline Levitt went on TV and said that They're cutting people off of Medicaid that are abusing it to get genital mutilation surgery for children, and getting the government to pay for it. First of all, no children are doing that at all, ever. And yeah, so it's a complete lie, but they're blaming it on the trans community, just and illegal immigrants. They're saying, "Oh, we're cutting illegal immigrants off of Medicaid. That's what we're doing." They're bullshitting us, and of course they're lying. But let me play this video real quick. Well, what did Donald Trump say? Yeah, right. Leave everybody in suspense.
No, actually, I've got a lot of people.
Why is he so quiet?
Who realize that we could have done this differently. We could extend the tax cuts and paid for them, but instead we're not. I mean, over here, the people in favor of this bill say that under the policies of this bill, we're going to add $20 trillion to debt over the next 10 years, which is $3.5 to $5 trillion more than would have been added otherwise.
They're saying it's deficit neutral.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke.
And Trump was pretty blunt inside the room when it came to the issue of Medicaid. Wolf. In fact, we are told from multiple sources, two sources inside the room, that Trump said, quote, "Don't F around with Medicaid." And he used the curse word, not F around, but that was the message to his colleagues. The question is going to be whether those Republicans will ultimately fall in line, because we know that Mike Johnson can only afford to lose.
Yeah, so no, so far not happening. They're not getting the votes. They don't have the votes. They just don't have the votes. And they're probably, hopefully, not going to get the votes. I think Donald Trump's days of bullying his way through all of this are about over. I think people are tired of his shit, and the people are speaking out. I mean, the constituents are, pissed, rightfully so. Rightfully so. This big beautiful bill will destroy our country. It'll line their pockets, which they already have. I mean, at what point do they not have enough? Do they really need to bleed us all dry in order just to line their own pockets? Is that really what we're gonna be about as a country? So yeah, I mean, we just can't. But the protests are getting bigger and bigger, and we only need so many people to protest to get this guy out of office. But I think eventually they're going to try and 25th Amendment him. We've called it from day one. Mike and I think they're going to let him run wild until everybody hates his guts. They're going to step in and be like, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and get rid of you and replace you with JD Vance," which I will tell you is probably even worse, because nobody takes Donald. Well, actually, at this point, nobody takes JD Vance seriously either. But JD Vance is part of this whole. And I hate that I sound like a crazy person talking about this, but like the whole shadow government. He is part of Project 2025. He is part of the Heritage Foundation. The guy that runs the Heritage Foundation, was it Mark Roberts? I can't remember his name for some reason off the top of my head. They're good buddies. He was very happy when JD Vance got picked. I'm pretty sure he's the reason JD Vance got picked, because they're in Donald Trump's ear being like, "Hey, we've helped you out. You're going to implement our policies. This is with the VP," because everybody was surprised why JD Vance was the VP. They're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" First term senator. Was he first or second term? First term senator, I think. Like a year and a half of experience. Now all of a sudden this guy's in the running for VP. Like, why? And JD Vance has been groomed by people like Peter Thiel, Mark Roberts. I'm pretty sure. Wait, why the hell is the guy who is running the Heritage Foundation? All those people. Yeah, those guys. But he's been funded by these people since college. He has been funded and groomed by these people since college for this. I mean, he really doesn't have any qualifications. He really hasn't accomplished anything in his life. He's been handed job after job that he's fucked up one after another until he somehow became a senator. All right, so politics is not a popularity contest, okay? It's who is the most qualified contest. Okay, stop treating this like this high school fucking prom. I gotta stop cursing. Treat this like a high school prom, and we're voting for the prom queen and king. Okay, that's not how you get a functioning government. That's how you end up like the position that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Like if you vote for who you like the most because of the dumb stuff that they say or the podcasts that they go on and stuff like that, and you think they're cool, that's not a good reason to vote for somebody. Look at their credentials, their history. Donald Trump has failed his entire life and has been propped up somehow by somebody. Russia. Excuse me. I don't know what that was. And, somehow been able to stay afloat despite bankrupting company after company and, putting so many places out of business. He doesn't pay employees. He doesn't pay contractors. He's just he's like a comic book character. He's like a cartoon character. It's hard to take him seriously. That's why I call him the American Clown King. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Just, Jesus. Look, seriously. You got the clown hair. You got the makeup. All he's missing is like a little red nose. He's got the clown suit all the time, the blue with the red tie, like, you know what I mean? Wears shoes that are probably too big for his little feet. I'm sure he does. I bet you he wears shoes like 3 sizes bigger than he's supposed to. That's why he wears those lifts to make him fit. And then he has a giant, big old, I don't know what you want to call it, the court jesters, like his cabinet. He's a clown. This is not serious. This is dangerous, though. That the fact that it's so stupid and idiotic that makes it more dangerous. We have people that don't know the law, because when you're in government positions, you're supposed to know the laws for the positions that you're running. And we have department heads that don't know the laws associated with their positions. They just think they can come in and do whatever the hell they want. And that's how the government works. But Donald Trump is having a bad week because judges are shooting him down left and right. He is not having a good time. Like, he is begging the Supreme Court for a win. And he's getting little tiny ones, but for the most part, his whole world, I think, is falling apart around him. Because they thought, honestly, they were going to bully their way into the United States. Bully the United States into the world and submission, the entire world into submission. And be like, yes, this is how it's going to be. I'm a big, bad bully. And everybody's like, no, you're not. we don't even like you. Why would we listen to you? So now, of course, Donald Trump is calling this guy, who's a diehard MAGA, a grandstander and should be voted out of office. For crying out loud. This guy's from Kentucky, of all places. And Kentucky, you know what? Because that was one of the stories I wanted to talk about. That's actually a good segue into it. So far, FEMA has not been seen. I don't know as of right now or right before this recording or this live stream. But as far as I know, Donald Trump hasn't even posted or said anything about the disasters. I'm sure Massie's probably confused as to why his constituents aren't getting help. Or the people of Kentucky. So I don't know if they're in his district or whatever, but so but I like to point out that Joe Biden last year, when the hurricanes and everything hit, he released aid immediately, but the Republicans went around trying to tell everybody that FEMA was nowhere to be found. They even had freaking MAGAs were attacking and threatening the lives of FEMA workers. Like, seriously, what timeline do we live in? Where they're trying to attack FEMA workers who are actually trying to help the American people, help people. And these are people that voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. But that's why you see the protests growing. Last protest I was at in my little city, which is a very Trump-heavy city, I spoke to 3 people that voted for Donald Trump. I don't know how many times they voted for Donald Trump, but they did vote for Donald Trump, and they're now protesting and everything like that. So you're going to see huge protests in the near future. Oh, speaking of which, I can't believe I didn't talk about this sooner. Again, I'm going to D.C. I will be in D.C. live streaming on the 6th of June. I'm going to go down and stay the night. Good news, James is flying in from California, y'all. So I'm going to be able to meet and hang out with James. If you don't know James is on my Monday show with me, the Derp State. He's a comedian, but he's flying all the way out from California to participate and help me with this live stream on the 6th. And we're supposed to be meeting some pretty high-profile people. We talked to somebody on our show Sunday who Carlos was nice enough to invite us to go and said if we went, we would be able to hopefully interview him in person, And I'm hoping to get a good spot. I'm hoping to get a really good spot, and I'm hoping it's huge. The goal of the whole protest is to make it bigger than Donald Trump's stupid ass parade the following week. So I'm hoping for just a massive crowd, and I'm hoping to be front and center. If you guys want, I am trying to raise money though. We're in fundraising mode. I'm gonna be talking about it a lot because I only have like 3 weeks until this happens. Less than that actually. Shit. So yeah, if you guys want to help us out, go to our link tree, which is in the description of this video. It's in our bios, whichever platform you're on. And it's the top link. It's specifically for the protests. Somebody asked me the other day, what's the best way to support our channel? You can do it. If you want to support the channel, we have another GoFundMe you can do, or just right through YouTube is fine. Because we are trying to build our YouTube channel, and the more you support the YouTube channel, the more it gets pushed into the algorithm, everything like that. For protest purposes, though, when we do like a specific fundraiser for going to protests and stuff like that, we usually just prefer it on the GoFundMe, because it's usually short notice, and YouTube, like, they pay 3 weeks into the following month. So yeah. So again, if you want to donate, you can. Get the word out. If you know anybody that might be interested in sponsoring us or donating, we can always consider that as well. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to meeting James. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of laughs. I don't know if he's ever been to D.C. or not. He's actually, I think, at a protest right now, or he was on his way to one right before the show, I believe. So he's out in the streets too. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. And I've also committed to going. I got to stop committing to stuff, but I've already committed to going to Atlantic City as well on the 14th for Donald Trump's birthday. Fight Against Fascism, the rally we helped organize in D.C., the group that we've been participating in. They're organizing one in Atlantic City, and I'm going to be driving out there. But Tom, Combat Vets Against Trump on TikTok, he only lives like a half an hour. Him and his wife only live like a half an hour from Atlantic City. Plus, their dog is super awesome. So I don't mind. I crash there and play with the dog the whole time. I'll be perfectly happy. So that one I'm not too worried about. I just need to get there and back. I won't have to worry about hotels. But DC is the hard one to get to and back because that place is so expensive. The gas is like $5.50 in DC a gallon. Like what? I don't know what Donald Trump's talking about. Like gas is $1.98 a gallon. Not in DC, dude. I don't know where you get your gas from. Pennsylvania, it's not under $3. It's like $3.30 something still, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, it's been expensive. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we got. We want to talk about the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu may be starting World War III. This is huge. This is really big. So they're urging Trump to oppose Israeli prep for disastrous strike on Iran nuclear facilities. For fuck's sake. Tuesday night reporting on intelligence that Israel is preparing to possibly strike Iranian nuclear facilities as U.S. President Donald Trump's administration pursues a diplomatic deal with Tehran, sparked calls for the United States to oppose any such attack. We all know Netanyahu's insane. Usually, he's committing genocide as we speak out in the open. So I don't think he's bluffing. Because every time Putin feels threatened or whatever, he always like, oh, we're gonna nuke you. Every time, like that's his MO. Every time he gets threatened, he's like, we're gonna nuke you. And then it's usually like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like one time, Putin threatened to drop the space station out of orbit. I'm being serious. You can look that shit up. I think it was a few years when Biden was in office. I was like, what? Like, can they even do that? Like, how is that even possible? That's like a weird threat too. So they cautioned that it's not clear that if Israeli leaders have made a final decision, the fact that they're considering it is absolutely insane. So we'll see whether or not the Trump administration supports it. They seem to support everything that Israel does. So those of you who voted for Donald Trump because you thought he was going to help the people of Gaza, I don't know how you got that idea in your head or who told you that, but yeah, he doesn't care. We saw the video, the Trump Gaza video. He wants to turn the Gaza Strip into beachfront property with his name on it. Probably with golden statues and shit too, right? So what did Netanyahu have to say? Because France, the UK, and I can't remember who else are cutting off aid to Israel or threatening to cut off aid to Israel if he doesn't stop what he's doing in Gaza immediately. Because they're reporting that tens of thousands of children are about to starve to death because they cannot get aid in because Israel keeps cutting off aid and not allowing aid trucks to get in. Thank you so much. I couldn't see what that said. Was that a follow? Did you subscribe? Thank you so much. Whoever that was. I couldn't see the name. I got to make that bigger now. How do I do that? There we go. Hold up. That's my bad. I apologize. Thank you so much for the sub. There. Make it nice and big for the next time. Oh, so what did Netanyahu have to say about? Oh, it's Canada, London, and France. This is exactly what Netanyahu have to say. It's on Twitter. It's in. Fuck, I don't even know what. I don't even know what language that was, or what. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, for some reason I'm having a brain fart. Hebrew. Yeah, there we go. By asking, yeah, man, Jesus. By asking Israel to defend a war for our survival before Hamas, a defensive war, he calls it. A defensive war. Okay, that was maybe true for like a month or two after Hamas attacked Israel, but at this point, nobody's attacking Israel from that side. And if they are, I'm pretty sure it's in retaliation to what they're doing. So by asking Israel to end a defensive war for our survival before Hamas terrorists on our border are destroyed, and by demanding a Palestinian state, the leaders of London, Ottawa, Paris are offering a huge prize for genocidal attack on Israel on October 7th. So he's still using October 7th as a reason to continue doing this. Yeah, that's I don't know how they continue that, but the most disturbing part of this post is this part right here. Israel accept President Trump's vision. Okay, hopefully this horrifies a lot of you. I don't intend that, but well, maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. Israel accept President Trump's vision and urges all European leaders to do the same. Yeah, President Trump's vision is to just take over. He wants it for himself. He wants it for himself. That's crazy. He said it. He said it. We've showed the videos. He's actually said it. Oh my God. These people are absolutely insane. So, all right. We're going to talk about the Golden Dome here in a minute. But before we do, I want to take a little segue to Elon Musk. Because he's having a big old pity party. He's upset that people think he's a Nazi, which is absolutely insane. And then we're going to get to Caroline Levitt lying to the American people. I have a couple videos of her just absolutely, completely lying about the... Actually, you know what? Let's do Caroline Levitt first since we're talking about Donald Trump. But yeah, I don't understand how this lady does her job. I really don't understand how this lady does her job and sleep at night. She lies with such confidence. They're obvious lies. They're easily disprovable. Right? You know what I mean? Like, here is her lying about, this is the one she's talking about, the Medicaid lie, where she talks about they're going to cut people off of transitioning surgery, kids, which is, again, not a thing. So let me play this video first, then I'll show you the new one.
Medicaid will no longer be used to pay for barbaric gender mutilation procedures on minor children. And the 1.4 million illegal aliens who are currently improperly receiving Medicaid benefits will be kicked off the program to preserve it for hardworking American citizens who need it. President Trump and Republicans are protecting Medicaid benefits for pregnant women, children, disabled individuals, low-income seniors and families, and the most vulnerable Americans in our society. And that's what Democrats are so angry about. Basic Medicaid protections that will stop the funding of transgender insanity and illegal aliens from ripping off American taxpayers.
What is she talking about? So they're once again they're going to the whole transgender boogeyman. Yeah. And again, in case you don't know, in case you're new to my channel, Jeanette, hey, thanks for the Danish kroners. Thank you so much. Keep it up. We will. We're not going anywhere. If anything, we're picking up steam. I'm hoping next month is a big month for us. Trying to make some new connections. You know me. I'm the networking guy. I'll talk to anybody. I don't care who they are. I actually approached Harry Dudd at the last rally, like, yo, hey, can you be on our podcast? Which reminds me, he did say yes. I got to actually reach out to him. So I got to get his contact information. All right, so now here is Caroline Levit, press secretary. Look into her background, man. She's in like this weird marriage with some 50-something. Keep in mind, she's like in her early 20s. She looks like she's in her 40s. Dresses like she's in her 40s. Dresses like she's in her 60s. And married to this 50-year-old guy, just this rich guy. So, yeah, but here's her lying, saying that the big, beautiful bill is actually going to cut the deficit. She's the only one saying this. She's the only one saying this. No other publication except for anything that publishes this bullshit. Like, no real publication is buying this. And I can't believe there's people out there that actually believe this. But no, they're going to destroy millions of lives. They don't care. They do not care. They do not care.
Just a quick follow-up. Is the president okay with this bill adding to the deficit?
This bill does not add to the deficit. In fact, according to the Council of Economic Advisors, this bill will save $1.6 trillion. And the president absolutely understands and hears the concerns of fiscal conservatives and of Americans who want to get our fiscal house in order. That's what the intention of this bill is. There's $1.6 trillion worth of savings in this bill. That's the largest savings for any legislation that has ever passed Capitol Hill in our nation's history. The next bill that even comes close was $800 billion. That's less than half of the savings that we see in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And so the goal of this bill is to produce economic growth, to cut taxes, and to get our fiscal house in order. And this is the right step in the right direction towards doing that.
Again, Thomas Massie, MAGA Republican, diehard Trumper, said $20 million or $20 trillion. Okay? Most places like Economic News and all that shit are saying between like, I don't know, 3.5 to 4.5 trillion. But 20 trillion is on the high end. But that, holy shit. But again, I don't know how they simply just lie so easily, knowing it's a lie, unless they truly believe this shit, unless they are in such a bubble of misinformation that they are all brainwashed into believing that this is all true somehow. It's crazy, right? This is absolutely nutty stuff. But this is reality. This should be like I don't know, almost like a comical TV show with Trump as the main character, or even a reality show where he pretends to be president and this is how he would run the country, but not actually how you run the country. Yeah. So before we get into his Iron Dome, I want to talk about Elon Musk's new pity party. Oh, and just so you know, this is, of course, a rumor. I'm not saying it's true, but it's a big rumor. Because I like to spread the rumor or the joke, because somebody started a joke or a rumor online one time that Joe Rogan is 5'2" and it went viral, and he's not. He's like 5'7". But the fact that it went viral and everyone thought it was funny, Joe Rogan was all pissed about it, just made me laugh. So I wanted to start a rumor that Elon Musk is a virgin, because he's known for having. My dog's barking again. He's known for having kids through IVF. There's not a lot of whole stories about, him doing the deed that I know of. And there's also rumors that he's out there just recruiting women and that he could have upwards of 100 kids with random women that he's been offering money to basically use them as human incubators, like Handmaid's Tale style. Like, these are the crazy rumors, but this is the funniest one, bro. If you Google, and if you're a new viewer, I apologize for the crudeness of some of my humor, a very dark humor. If you happen to Google Elon Musk penile implant, if you go to I don't go on Reddit because it's a weird place, but there's a lot of stuff on Reddit. But if you type in Elon Musk penile implant surgery, one of the places you can find a lot of information on it, a lot of stories, and a lot of rumors on it is Reddit. So I just want to show you how many stories on Reddit. Okay, so you ready? Let me change the view here so you guys can see this. All right, ready? Page 1. Reddit. Okay, cool. Is there more? Oh, yep. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I think Elon Musk has never had sex with an actual woman. I don't think he has. I honestly don't. I'm convinced that he has not. Even if he has, I'm just gonna keep saying he hasn't because I think it's funny. Because he acts like somebody who's never gotten laid ever in his life. All right. So getting back on topic. Sorry, I had to throw a little bit of funny stuff in there. You heard that story too, Pamela. Yeah, it's all over the internet. It's all over the internet. That is not a rumor. I want going around about me. And like, how did that rumor start? Come on. I'm sure the rumors are not all the way true, but a lot of times there's just a little bit. Sometimes it's true. But we'll never know, of course. But Elon Musk is still going around saying that because his brother went on an interview a long time ago saying that they came in the country illegally, and he's been trying ever since then. Even then, he tried to deny. So he's known for denying stories that are pretty fantastical. So a lot of people believe. I saw a guy on TikTok the other day on TikTok Live. He's like, I know Elon Musk better than I know myself. I don't know if I showed that. Did I show that video? I can't remember. I don't think I did. So I started trolling him. And I was like, I kept in the comments. I'm like, where's your stimulus check, buddy? He started getting mad at me. And then he had the nerve to say, he's like, Elon Musk is born in right here in the United States. I'm like, what? I lost my shit. I laughed for like a couple minutes straight. Hard. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, wow. And I think he truly believed that. So, yeah. But here's Elon Musk on his little pity party tour, talking about, and he's not having a good time either. And I'm going to go into his family history a little bit. How much? Oh, shit, we've been on for almost an hour already. I'm going to his family history a little bit. Also, Doge and Trump administration are panicking because the Trump administration is trying to ask the Supreme Court to block a watchdog to access Doge documents. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to find out that they stole a lot of information. And according to the NLRB whistleblower, if everybody remembers, they're claiming, this is them saying this, not me, that not only did they funnel out a massive quantity of information, of data, that also Russians were trying to log in using the credentials that Doge themselves had created. Okay, this is what the whistleblowers are saying. That's big. And I'm pretty sure he's messed up a lot of stuff. I mean, let's start with the FAA. Well, come on. We didn't have any problems with the FAA. Yes, their systems were outdated, but they were planning on updating it and all that stuff. It should have been done a long time ago, but none of this air traffic stuff was happening before Donald Trump and Elon Musk got involved with the FAA and started cutting people. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff happened. Like, people aren't getting tornado warnings now because Trump administration laid off so many people at the Weather Service that they don't even have overnight staff at some of these places in Tornado Alley. That's what happened, I think, in Kentucky, is they just didn't have anybody working. Nobody. And a place known for tornadoes. And tornadoes are way different than hurricanes. You have days, weeks notice sometimes, where you can at least track it or project its path. But tornadoes pop up out of nowhere. Sometimes you only get seconds worth of warning. These people had none. Imagine getting woke up by a goddamn tornado. That's crazy. That to me is insane. So before I get into Elon Musk's history a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Well, I'm going to show you the video of Elon being like, oh, poor me. Hey, Doctor Who fan donated. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. It's so nice of you guys to support us like this. We are trying hard. We are trying hard to grow. We will do it. This year will be our year. I'm convinced I'm going to end up in jail at some point this year. or shipped to like Syria or somewhere. Who the fuck knows at this point? You know what I mean? But here's Elon Musk blaming the legacy media, which is all basically in Donald Trump's pocket at this point, on spreading the lie, the propaganda that he is a Nazi. It's just what I hate about these people. They want you to be like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, I won't believe my own eyes. I just won't believe what I saw you do. It was just a hand gesture, he says. This is crazy.
My question is more about your work at Doge, for example. Was that worth it? You know, to the extent you are now, Elon, you were a somewhat divisive figure 2 years ago, but now you really are. I mean, there are people who love you, but there are a lot of people who dislike you, some of whom were your customers. And I wonder, was it worth the undertaking at Doge and everything else that you've done and how outspoken you've been in terms of the things you believe in to antagonize so many potential buyers and or users of things like a robo-taxi?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, what I've learned is that legacy media propaganda is very effective at making people believe things that aren't true.
What would an example of that be?
That I'm a Nazi, for example. And how many legacy media publications, talk shows, whatever, try to claim that I was a Nazi because of some random hand gesture at a rally where all I said was that my heart goes out to you, and I was talking about space travel.
Yeah, sure you were, pal. Sure you were. Yeah, you were talking about space travel, all right. Yeah, that's what they do. Is that maybe it's a Star Trek gesture I'm not aware of. I don't know. But in case anybody's curious as to why we call Elon Musk a Nazi, and in case Elon Musk wonders why we call Elon Musk a Nazi, I'll play this video that shows side by side actual Nazis and Elon Musk doing the salute at the same time, and you tell me if there's any similarities.
Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you.
I'm sorry, did you guys see a difference? Look pretty much the same to me, right? I didn't see any difference, personally. So, but that's why we call him one. That's why we call him one. That and his family has a history of Nazism. His grandfather on his mother's side, Mae Musk, her father, is from Canada, who in the 30s and 40s was very, very much involved in the Nazi movement in Canada, which, you know, we had a pro-Nazi movement in America too, just so you guys are aware of. That's what they did. That's why they recreated that rally in Madison Square Garden. It was an homage to the rally that was held in the 30s at Madison Square Garden. But Elon Musk's family history in South Africa reveals ties to apartheid and neo-Nazi movements. So his whole family has been wrapped up in apartheid, in Nazism, even neo-Nazi stuff during apartheid. I don't know if that makes it even worse somehow. But yeah, he was very privileged, grew up. You can look this stuff up. It's very easy to find stuff on his father, or not his father, but his grandfather on his mom's side. His grandfather was also responsible for starting a movement called technocracy. And you guys may have heard us talk about it before. If you haven't heard, just to give you a quick rundown of what it is, technocracy, they believed, is a society in where affluent, high-profile white men ran the world, but specifically people that were centered around engineering and technology. Well, what is Elon Musk crafted his entire professional image around? Engineering and technology. Okay, he's trying to live out some kind of sick legacy that his grandfather started. And he honestly somehow is trying to... Somebody's reported that he's actually trying, like, he believes that he can start a legion of Elon Musks in the future. That's why he's having so many babies. Because I don't know if you know this, but like a person from 1,000 years ago, you know, maybe somebody who was royalty or something like that, and they had a lot of mistresses and a lot of kids. Like, there's a possibility like 1 million people are related somehow to one person in history. You know what I'm saying? So, like, could you imagine just a million or more Elon Musks running around the world? Do we really need a society like that? Like, I can't even handle one. And he's already got, what, 13, 14? He probably has 15 now since I started the show. You know what I mean? He has a kid like every 30 seconds. But there are rumors that he's fathered as much as 100 children with various women who he's paying to be like these weird, disgusting surrogates. Mostly through IVF. Mostly through IVF. That's confirmed mostly through IVF. That's not even a rumor. You know what I mean? But he came here. He was a shitty student in college. Then he started PayPal, which was a failure. Or he didn't start PayPal. I'm sorry. He's merged with, was it Peter? It was Peter Thiel, right? Yeah, Peter Thiel, who started PayPal. He got so obnoxious they wanted to get rid of him, so they did. That's what happened. But he started X. It was something to do with X. Like, he's obsessed with the letter X. Even as one of his first companies was like PayPal. It was just a shittier version than PayPal. And it was X something, X card or X dot. It was before, yeah, X.com or something like that. I mean, it was before X.com. It was something to do with the letter X. I can't remember. But I always say that his entire image is created by a PR department. He's paid people to make him look like he's very smart. But he's just an entrepreneur with a lot of money who buys companies. It runs them into the ground. I mean, we've seen the long-term effects of Elon Musk on a company. Tesla, I don't know if they're ever going to recover. If he's around, forget it. You're never going to repair this image. Bro, you're cooked. You're cooked. You could have flew under the radar. You know what I mean? But that salute woke a lot of people up to how serious this was. That's, I think, what a lot of people started taking me and Mike more serious, because we started calling the Nazi shit out way before he threw up that salute. And that salute pretty much just solidified every thought I ever had about Elon Musk. But this is his page on Twitter. This guy's insane. This is his profile picture. AI picture of him as a Roman emperor. This is pathetic. This is the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life. And just so you can see, I don't pay a fucking dime to Twitter. Yeah, now they're asking me to get verified. I'm not paying any money. That's why I don't live stream to Twitter. I'm not paying money just to fucking live stream to your platform. And it's not going to push my shit anyway. And he's promoting his AI, his dumbass robots that are, look, his robots throwing away trash. Wow. That's crazy. Oh my God, it's sweeping. It's sweeping up a couple pieces of paper. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness, it's gonna stir stuff badly. It almost knocked the pan off of the damn thing. Yeah, and the robo-taxi shit is a complete farce. It's a complete farce. They're not working. They're not going to work because they don't have the proper technology. I don't believe they use something called LiDAR, which is very important when it comes to object detection. That's why his cars were crashing and shit, like the auto drive and all that. So, yeah, the guy's delusional. And yes, he is 100% an absolute Nazi. So now that we got that off our chest and we're done talking about Elon Musk, we're in the second half of our show. So let's take a quick break. Just to say thank you guys again for all the support. I'm really looking forward to next month. You know, a lot of stuff's going to happen next month. I wanted to be in D.C. for Trump's birthday to protest his birthday, and that parade's going to be insane. But yeah, being there before to try and see if, you know, we can have more people there the week before his birthday on D-Day than his actual birthday, I think would be absolutely amazing. And send a profound message to the rest of the country. You know, it's time to stand on business. We're ready to take the streets. And more and more people are. More and more people are. I'm getting a lot more involved. We have a group chat now, a group signal chat for my local 5051 that I'm heavily involved in now. So I'm trying to get there's a lot of older people, older white people that don't know anything about, like, you know, they don't know Twitter. They get Facebook and Fox News. Or, you know, a lot of them don't. But there's, you know, that's a lot of where a lot of the elderly Trump supporters got their news. Facebook and Fox News, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. One of the reasons we're in the position that we're in, especially Facebook. Facebook's a very, very bad place for misinformation, along with Twitter. Yeah, and I love how Elon Musk is crying about, oh, misinformation, legacy media, propaganda, when his website is known worldwide as the #1 website for Russian propaganda. I mean, it's not so bad now, but before the election, Russian bots everywhere. And you could tell the difference between Russian bots and MAGA, because the Russian bots actually spoke in proper grammar and had like good punctuation and shit. You could tell immediately which ones were the bots. MAGA's was just all over the place. Or at least that's what I told myself. Is anybody that spoken, complete English above a 5th grade level or whatever was a bot. I don't care. It was stupid. It was bad, but it's one of the reasons. Even Grok AI says Elon Musk is the biggest spreader of misinformation. His own AI he's the biggest spreader of misinformation on this app, and that's saying a lot because there are people dedicated to that shit. So he is incredible, and a lot of people. He's been exposed for a lot this year. Not the gaming thing where he was faking because he built a reputation of being this epic, amazing #1 gamer on this one game, and very complicated game, role-playing game. And but come to find out, he was paying somebody to boost his account. He just wanted people to think he was good at gaming so they would like him. And now he's again going on this pity party, but why is everybody calling me a Nazi? I don't understand. Like, the lack of self-awareness is incredible with these rich people. No comprehension, man. They do not know what they're doing. All right, so let's get back to Donald Trump. I think I'm through with all of my videos. Let me see. Yeah, so they're still attacking Biden. Still doing the auto pen. Trying to go through his pardons, saying they're not valid, and saying all this stuff's done by auto pen. He was mentally, like, who gives a shit at this point? Biden's not in office. Like, what are we even talking about? It's pathetic. You're attacking a dying man. You're attacking a dying man. And you're blaming his mental. You're saying he has cancer for years, and his cancer is the reason he got dementia. You should see this stuff on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, don't go on it. It's a cesspool. Just let me do it for you. I would just tell you that they are cruel, heartless pieces of human garbage on there. A lot of them. Of course, there's a lot of left-leaning accounts that are on there too, and a lot of news accounts, factual information, but it's overwhelmed by the amount of bullshit that Elon Musk promotes, because he always promotes all the propaganda and all the Russian stuff and all the lies, all the crazy shit. Oh, yeah. So, again, let's go back to Donald Trump. Let me switch this over real quick. The Golden Dome. I told you we were going to talk about this. Yeah, so this, oh my God, he has a chart. Oh my God. He has a chart in the background. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. He's such a fucking moron. Who are we getting? When was the last time America was attacked by a missile? Beyond, not Pearl Harbor. I'm talking about, like, launched from another country and hit the United States. 9/11 doesn't count because those are planes. I'm talking about rockets, missiles. What the fuck are we even talking about here? This was his big announcement. He was so proud of this. They promoted, Trump and Pete Hegseth have massive announcement coming soon, and this was it. Upwards of $175 billion, a Golden Dome missile defense shield aimed at blocking threats from China and Russia. First of all, if he's talking about the Iron Dome, which is in Israel, which for the longest time I was convinced that Donald Trump thought was an actual dome that covered Israel, because he thought stealth jets were invisible. He thinks wind turbines cause cancer. So why not, right? Yeah, so the Iron Dome is a short-range missile defense system. It is not designed to shoot down I can't even say it, ICBMs. It's not designed to shoot down ICBMs, which is the only type of missile that could reach the United States from China and Russia. Okay? This is dumb as shit. I'm gonna crash out, y'all. I'm gonna crash the fuck out. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And of course it has to be golden. So Americans are suffering. He has not sent any help or even acknowledged that his own voters are suffering and have lost everything and have no clue who to turn to and no clue what to do. He has announced we're going to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on a fucking missile defense system to defend us from China and Russia. Okay. First of all, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have interceptor bases out west. Okay. And I know this sounds crazy, but I watched a movie called Interceptor. It's actually really good. Good action movie. Total fiction, of course. But I looked it up because I thought it was so interesting. But we do actually have missile defense bases that are designed to intercept Russian missiles. We already have those. We already have that. You know what I'm saying? And that's China probably could hit us if they wanted to. I don't think they would do that because it looks like they're trying to curry favor with the world, and a nuclear attack would completely demolish that. But they're alarmed by this. They are actually alarmed by this Golden Dome missile defense system because I think they're going to view it as an act of war. Because why are we building a defense system? Who are we going to attack? Or why would we be attacked? What are we going to do that's going to cause somebody to attack us that we need a missile defense system? Why are we even talking about this? We can have peace in the world. But instead, we got dumbasses like Donald Trump with a giant-ass sign behind him talking about missile defense systems.
We have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based.
My God, y'all. I am so embarrassed as an American right now. Look at that poster behind him, man. Look, this is worse than the Gulf of America one. Look at, they just said like, AI, can you make me, look, there's boats. There's rockets from outer space. There's rockets from fucking outer space, y'all, on this poster. Oh my fucking God, I didn't look at this. Oh my God. They literally went on ChatGPT and said, make us something that looks like a golden dome with rockets and shit. This is so stupid. Plus, we have one of the most advanced navies in the world that monitors all of our oceans. You know what I'm saying? We would know if somebody was within miles of the, well, nowadays with these incompetent fools running the show, I don't know. But this is one of the funniest things. But this is embarrassing. But this is funny. This is funny. It's like watching a toddler give a show and tell speech at school. Remember those? That's what it reminds me of. Here, let's continue.
Sensors and interceptors.
Oh, you guys can't see it. Let me
the Golden
switch
Dome will integrate with our existing.
We
have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years.
Really? Really, buddy? You're going to build an advanced air, sea, and space missile defense system in Oh my God, yo. 3 years it'll be done. Okay. Sorry, fuck.
Constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even
Is
if they
it
are
really? I
launched
didn't know
from
that, Brina.
other sides of the world, and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built. As you know, we helped Israel with theirs, and it was very successful. And now we have technology that's even far advanced from that. It's a pretty evil world out there. So this is something that goes a long way toward the survival of this great country. And as I said, we'll be discussing Canada.
Oh, that's right.
And they want to see if they can be a part of it.
He wants to ask Canada if they want to be part of it. Are you kidding? Please don't. Please don't, bro. Please. Please don't. Somebody stop him. Please, somebody stop him. Do not ask anybody if they would. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed, y'all. But no, yeah. Rockets from outer space. He actually said that. But he actually said that he thinks that they can shoot rockets from outer space. That's not a thing either. That's a conspiracy that they believe. But nobody's shooting rockets from fucking outer space. I gotta stop cursing, but come on, man. Can you guys please just, I should come with a language warning at the beginning of the show, for real. Especially for new viewers, because but seriously, come on. You gotta let me slide with the F-bomb on these. Because you can't not go over these stories and not swear. And not just laugh your ass off. But they're so incredibly dangerous, because now you got Donald Trump talking about building this, while Israel's talking about bombing Iran's nuclear facilities. And I thought Donald Trump just said he was trying to negotiate with Iran. So I don't know what's going on with this entire region anymore. All I know is he's taking bribes, because guess what? He did, in fact, accept the, yeah, here you go. Financial Times reports that U.S. has accepted the bribe of $400 million for the Qatari jet that is supposed to be used as Air Force One. The only problem is if they're going to have to tear this thing down to the skeleton, the rivets, to check for listening devices, video recording devices, booby traps, bombs. I mean, there could be anything. There could be tanks of toxic gas stored into the pumping down. There could be literally any. I know my brain is. I have an active imagination, but there could be literally anything. You know what I'm saying? In this plane, and look how huge this is. And you think you're just going to take a tour of it and go, yeah, it looks clean, right? We'll take it. And a new reporting is that Donald Trump went after this plane. This was not a gift out of the kindness of their heart. They couldn't get rid of this plane. Donald Trump saw this giant golden dildo, or golden plated giant flying dick. and it was like, I love it. I'll take two. But no, seriously, it's going to take years. The Air Force One, while it may not be luxurious up to Donald Trump standards, it's one of the most advanced aircrafts in the world. It can survive an EMP blast because it has shielding. It is equipped to run the entire country from the air. You can run a nuclear war from the air. And you mean to tell me if Donald Trump gets on this plane in like 2 weeks or 6 months, there is no way. It is mechanically, physically impossible to make this plane up to Air Force One standards in Donald Trump's 3.5 years that he has left. That's if they start right now. And rumor is it's already on American soil. So yeah, I'm not surprised that he accepted it, but now he's officially accepted the bribe. The Pentagon has formally accepted the luxury jumbo jet bribe gifted by Qatar that will be used as the U.S. president's plane. Despite bipartisan concerns about ethics, obviously, because it is a huge violation of the Emoluments Clause, and security. And for those of you who don't know, everything that is given to the United States president while they're in office, the only way they're allowed to keep it is it has to be approved by the National Archives. Because it's not your property. You're not the king. You're a United States government employee elected by the United States people. Well, the Electoral College. You know what I'm saying? So this is not your plane, okay? You can't just take it with you without approval from the archivist. And, I mean, they're in there too now anyway, so who knows what they'll do. But Donald Trump wants the aircraft to be used as Air Force One because Boeing is delayed the 2 new jets that they are currently building up to Air Force One standards. And the gift will need to be modified before it can fly. So again, if he's flying this anytime within his first term, or this next term, I mean, it's not been converted properly. Like, they'll probably throw some laptops in it and shit and be like, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they use Signal to discuss top secret sensitive information. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. The Secretary of Defense has accepted the Boeing 747. They keep saying it's for the United States government. But then after it's done being used for the United States government, it's going to be transferred to the Donald Trump Presidential Library, which I'm sure only has pop-up books and coloring books, because we all know Donald Trump can't read. Come on. The guy reads at like a 5th grade level. And that's being fucking generous. That's being generous. I'm sorry. I am sorry. So, yeah. But the Democrats obviously are calling this corruption in plain sight. Duh. Like, we have to actually say that out loud? It's stupid. The Democrats have so much ammunition and they're not pressing hard enough. I mean, they're starting to. Some of them. They're starting to. And like these hearings and stuff, they're making these people look ridiculous. Kash Patel looks like an insane person. Kash Patel is an insane person. He's sending like 1,500 or 15, yeah, I think it's 1,500 FBI troops to Tennessee to try and stop violent crime. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure they're just using Tennessee as a test subject. So if you're in Tennessee, man, be careful. Especially, I think it's Nashville where they're headed. Kash Patel is a nut job. He is a nut job. He's a sycophant of Donald Trump. He's also a true believer. And has used the words the fatherland recently. Not kidding. I will find the clip for maybe tomorrow's episode if I remember. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're just taking bribes right out in the open now. Amazing, right? That's what we've come to in the United States. But it gets worse. It gets worse. So we got a little bit more to go through. We got funny story about Don Jr. We're definitely going to talk a little bit about Trump's recent visit with the South African president. Actually, we're going to talk about that next because they actually they came to the United States, came to the White House. The leader of South Africa is black, but he brought plenty of his white cabinet members with him, which I think is classic because he knew for a fact that Donald Trump's only going to listen to white people. But Donald Trump is trying to tell the leaders of Africa, to include the leader of that Department of Agriculture, whatever that's called in South Africa, who's a white guy. The guy came with the president of South Africa to tell Donald Trump, white people are not, there's no white genocide, bro. What you're saying is not true. And then Donald Trump just is like, well, I have all these articles. It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. He pulls out these articles because he has this lady that walks around and prints the news articles out for him. That's her job. They call her the human printer. You know what I'm saying? Who was Patel before the FBI head? I don't know, man. He's a crazy person. He's written a couple books about what Donald Trump, his kids' books about Donald Trump as the king. And is it series? I forget what they're called. It's crazy. These people are all nutty. And some of them actually should probably be seeking medical attention for mental health reasons and drug abuse. So, all right. So Trump confronts South African leader with baseless claims. Baseless, again, MAGA. Baseless claims of the targeted killing of white farmers. And he just keeps pulling these articles out like, look here, death. And then he plays a video, a propaganda video, where it does show black people in Africa killing white people in Africa. But obviously, people get killed everywhere, even in the United States. I mean, a lot of white people are killing black people in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And they want it to be like how South Africa used to be. That's kind of what they're promoting. We are the new apartheid state. That's why these South Africans want to come over here. And they're just mad because black people are in charge now. Sorry, so U.S. President Trump used the White House meeting to forcefully confront the South African president, accusing his country of failing to address Trump's baseless claims of widespread targeted killing of white farmers. Trump even dimmed the lights, which we'll show you, in the Oval Office to play a video of a far-left political chanting of a song that includes lyrics, "Kill the Farmer." Also, he leafed through articles in underscored point, face death, horrible death. And this, of course, Because we never heard anything about South Africa until Donald Trump and Elon Musk took over, right? Nobody gave a shit about what was going on over there. I mean, obviously, apartheid was bad, but we weren't talking about it on the streets of America. We didn't have Americans defending the importing of white refugees with 12 suitcases and a first-class ticket to the United States. Yeah, are really oppressed, y'all. All right, so anyway, let's move on to some of the stuff that was on Twitter. So here's a video. This got unhinged fast because a reporter was brave enough to ask him and pressed him about the airplane. And Trump was like, you're just a terrible reporter. You're not smart. He's not very smart. I mean, listen to how much of a baby he is when confronted. This is why I don't understand how they call him the alpha male. Because he crumbles like a folding chair, or folds like a folding chair as soon as he gets pressed.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace.
How embarrassing
no more questions from you. Go ahead.
Oh my God, that is cringeworthy, man. He's such a loser. Oh my word. But that's about the airplane, okay? But this is the actual conversation he had with the president.
In some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely.
Oh wait, Amanda's a friend. The president, I know he said, I would be nice if I get a plane from you too. The president of South Africa was like, unfortunately, we just don't have a plane to give you. And Donald Trump did say, so, well, it would be nice.
Completely
and look at this Temu spray paint decorations in the background. It's so tacky.
Against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer,
not true.
Nothing happens to them.
No. There is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized.
The farmers are not black. I don't
now
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off. They died violently.
Yeah. And he just rambles on and on and on about this. And this is where they dim the lights and do a video presentation. This is crazy.
This parliament can do with or without you.
They're playing a video where, yes, there is violence. Okay, buddy, but they're using this one video as a reason to justify white genocide. And this is something that they've completely made up because they believe in the great replacement theory. They think that everybody's coming for white people and then eventually they're just going to replace them. Seriously, they believe this dumb shit.
People are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South Africa, occupy land.
She is trying not to laugh right here. Look, she's laughing. She's laughing at how stupid this is. She is laughing. Oh, I love her already. I love her already. She is laughing. Yeah, but they're honestly, this is a joke, right? This is such a joke. Humiliating. Utterly 110% the most embarrassing shit I've never been embarrassed to be an American until Donald Trump took over for the second time. I felt some embarrassment the first time, even though I was not into politics. I did not get involved in politics until February 20th. I voted, but I didn't really get involved and start paying attention to politics till February 20th, 2021 is when I had my big idea that led me here with you guys. So I'm glad I had that idea. Or else I don't know what I'd be doing. But some of this, like I said, it makes me laugh. It makes me want to scream. But this is embarrassing. And this is why we're going to get left behind, because nobody takes Donald Trump seriously. Because he believes the wildest, dumbest stuff that the internet has to provide. I don't know if he's been getting this stuff himself or they're feeding it to him to make him look like a crazy person because he will believe anything. And their ultimate goal, like I said, is just to make it such a mess that when J.D. Vance swoops in after they get rid of him, that he's going to look like a hero compared to Donald Trump. But again, J.D. Vance says, no, we have to get them all out. And a lot of these Democrats need to be primaried. I'm sorry. They're not doing their job. They're not doing what we voted them, elected them to do. They are completely failing our country, and they're failing our democracy. Cory Booker, perfect example. Okay, so moving on from the news. That is the last news story I wanted to go over for today. Again, don't worry, we'll be going over tomorrow and Friday. I'm going to be doing streams again 6 days a week for as long as I can until either I have a mental breakdown or I don't know. I don't think that'll happen. I think it's going to be a good year. Like, we have a lot of stuff planned. People are really wanting to come on our show now. We're starting to make a lot of good connections. So I think it's going to be a good year for us. And I think we're really going to be able to help elevate the cause, because that's what our show's about. We're trying to lift people up. Like, if our show ever blew up, all I want to do is bring people with me. People that have contributed, people that are struggling. Like, I want to lift people up. I want to show people there's a better way of doing things. Because I don't know. Somebody's got to, I guess, right? Like, who am I to do that, though? I'm just like a nobody. But I think, and I'm not being self-deprecating. I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things. That's why my nickname's Sergeant Nobody. It's just like a kind of a thing I claim. You know what I mean? Like, in the big scheme of things, why should people listen to me, I guess, is the big question. One I have yet to figure out, really. But honestly, this headline we'll laugh at. This will make you giggle. This will make you giggle a little bit. Somebody asked Donald Trump Jr. if he would like to be president next. And he says that the calling is there. He's a crackhead, allegedly, I have to say, for legal reasons. But he's a crackhead. The dude is on so many drugs. And whatever you want to say. I don't, if you don't believe me, Jesus Christ, I could show you video after video where, like, his eyes look like they're made of glass, and he's slurring his speech and can barely talk and nodding off while he's having guests on the show. So that would be horrible. But the funny, I didn't want to talk about that because that's insane, and that'll never happen. I mean, that could happen. Or Barron. They're trying to groom Barron to be like the next king of America, I guess, is the plan. But this is the article that really threw me for a loop from the Financial Times. Steroid Olympics backed by Donald Trump Jr. to debut in Las Vegas. Now, the headline sounds fucking crazy, right? Like, what are you even talking about? But this is a little more about eugenics, I think, than it is anything else. Just hear me out. Okay, so Peter Thiel's involved, of course, who is a big believer in chemically enhanced, like, medicine to, what do you call it? Performance enhancing medication. So here's the steroid Olympics. The enhanced games, this is what they're calling it, I guess, backed by Trump Jr. and billionaire Peter Thiel, another Nazi, South African, has announced it will launch a Las Vegas casino, great, in May 2026, or launched at a Vegas casino. I'm sorry. The games, which would allow athletes to use performance-enhancing drugs in order to break world records, which would be completely illegitimate, is part of a growing wellness and longevity movement that has gained popularity in some in the tech industry. They're talking about doing drugs and making it a sport. 100-meter dash on heroin. High dive on cocaine. The methamphetamine decathlon. What are we even talking about? We live in a world transformed by science. But sports have stood still, which is not true. Athletes continue to break records all the time. We're embracing the full spectrum of human potential, and that begins with transparency, science, and choice. So they just want to make people it's okay to use all these drugs to make yourself more athletic than you naturally are. For what? For what? Gambling purposes? This is stupid. And these are the ideas these people have. Like, rich people are Hunger Games and the steroid Olympics, y'all. That's what we have in the United States. We have the Hunger Games for immigrants. Go out. God damn it. Why does it do that? I know. I see you. I see you. I see you. Thank you. One mute issue. Yeah, I don't know why that it does that. Occasionally it does. I think I need a different cable for my microphone. So I apologize. How long have I been talking to myself? I really haven't said much. All I was talking about was Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill and the Infrastructure Act. How he got rid of Biden's because Biden's infrastructure bill was supposed to bring... Am I still muted? Oh, there we go. All right. All right, we're back. We're back. We're good. We're good. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Holy shit. I'm sorry. I'll be more mindful of that in the future. When I start ranting, I apologize. 3 minutes. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I got to figure out an alert for that. That's embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, what I was saying is here he's trying to pitch the big, beautiful bill to America, saying it's going to bring high-speed internet everywhere, Wi-Fi, 5G, 6G, whatever. It's not, because he hates everything that Biden did. One of the things Biden did was try and bring, it was under the infrastructure bill, I believe, that Donald Trump always promised but never delivered. Microsoft, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Catch my whiff. Yeah, tech issues, man, I'm telling you. One of these days, I'll have moderators that can handle that stuff for me. They'll actually be able to watch all this stuff and actually help me run the show while I talk. They can just click on stuff while I do my thing. So anyway, Donald Trump screwed over his own supporters because rural America is Donald Trump world, and they voted for him, and he is no longer going to be using the money to bring high-speed internet to rural areas. That was what Biden was trying to do for them, trying to bring them all, high-speed internet. This one here says that Joe Biden was not for open borders. He never talked about open borders where criminals of all kinds, shapes, and sizes can flow. What? It wasn't his idea to open the border and almost destroy the country. Oh, this is where he attacks his mental acuity. Okay, so it was the auto pen because he was cognitively impaired and the auto pen took over. Yeah, that's what happened. Donald Trump's insane, guys. He's lost his freaking mind. He's gone. Make America great again. Yeah, all right, moving on. Oh my God, did he actually? Oh, I thought he posted a video that him giving that award away. No, dude, I gotta talk about that. That shit makes me laugh. The picture behind him of the Golden Dome. Oh, golf, cool. Golf videos of himself. Rumble videos. For those of you who don't know, Rumble is a very obscure far-right platform. It's one of the only platforms people like Donald Trump Jr. are even allowed to stream on because everybody else has banned them. Yeah, so they have their own platforms, and Rumble is one of them. NCAA basketball champions, who cares? Not important. The Golden Dome, no way.
Thank you for being here.
Oh my God, he made a commercial. No way.
Dome missile defense shield. We will truly be completing the job. That
No, he did not make a commercial.
Missile threat to the American homeland. The one big beautiful bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome.
It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach to hurry up and protect the homeland from our adversaries. The Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country.
The Congress is stepping up, as you mentioned, right now in the budget reconciliation bill.
I'm sorry, we don't need to listen to the rest of that. They made a commercial with music. A bunch of dudes in makeup explaining a missile. They keep saying the homeland. They keep saying that. They call it the homeland. It's very oddly reminiscent of Adolf Hitler's The Fatherland. And I don't like when they talk like that. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it out for what it is. Just call it out for what it is. So that's crazy. They made a commercial about it. Does anybody take these people serious? Like, I know none of you guys do, but how has our society in this country failed so badly that people believe that a missile defense system in our country is a good idea and something we should be spending money on while Americans are starving? They're going to gut Medicaid, right? Okay, let's recap. They're going to gut Medicaid. They're going to kill food stamps. They are not sending FEMA aid. They're crashing the FAA's completely shit now, and planes are running into one another. He's crashing the stock market and then raising it, then crashing it, then raising it. He's got people dumping money into his own Bitcoin scams or Bitcoin scams so he can line his pockets. He's taking bribes from countries that fund terrorism, which is what Qatar does. He's cozying up with Saudis who assassinated an American journalist, which is not allegedly, that is a fact. MBS, he's cozying up with that guy. And now he's going to use taxpayer money to, that's his big announcement for America. That's what's going to make America great again. Yeah, building a missile defense system while all of us starve to death, guys. That's why we need to be out in the streets. Like, everybody that hates this. Like, I keep telling one of my friends, I don't have many friends. I keep my circle very close. Locally, anyway. Online, I have a lot of people I consider friends now that I confide in and trust. But locally, I had a very small circle. He's not into politics. And I keep telling little pieces here and there. And he's now coming to me being like, hey, have you heard this? I'm like, yeah, He's like, man, you weren't even kidding, because he used to be like, when I would call these people Nazis, he'd be like, yeah, yeah, they're crazy, they're racist. I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand. Like, they actually are that. I'm not like just labeling them that because I think they're racist pieces of shit. No, I'm labeling them that because that's what the fuck they are. That's what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's why are we sugarcoating it anymore? There's no need to do that. There's no need to do that. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, so that's all I got for tonight. Medicare. Oh, yeah, Medicare, too. I forgot about that. That's going to put a lot of old people out in the streets. I mean, how are they going to pay for nursing homes? Think about it. Hospitals are going to close. Nursing homes are going to close because they depend on this system. They depend on the government system of health insurance or health benefits to operate. Which, if we have less hospitals, that means we're going to have less qualified doctors because doctors are going to go elsewhere. Why would they come to the United States to study medicine or practice medicine when they could go elsewhere and not have the restrictions like can't help a dying woman if she's having a miscarriage? You know, why would you want to take the Hippocratic Oath? Because I think one of the parts of the Hippocratic Oath is you will not cause harm. You know, that's part of it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm pretty sure letting somebody die is causing harm. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get sick of these people that take oaths and then shit on the oaths. Especially Republicans. They all took an oath to uphold the fucking Constitution of the United States. They did not take an oath to be 100% loyal to Donald Trump and only Donald Trump. They took an oath. They all took the same oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. If they want to change it, they have the power to do it. They're going to need a supermajority to do it, I believe, which they don't have. So that's not going to happen. So they're just trying to just change it on the fly, and they're getting hit with roadblock after roadblock. And the more they do it, the more they piss people off, which is a good thing because that means that, you know, the more people will be outraged, the more people will be in the streets. So thanks for watching tonight, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow with another. This was all news from today. I think a couple stories from maybe yesterday, but this is all news from just today. So yeah, we'll be on tomorrow. See what happens tomorrow. What kind of crazy shit he does tomorrow. I'll be back on from 6 to roughly this time to 8 o'clock. I try to go 2 hours, but I seem to be doing like an hour and 45 minutes on average, which is fine. That's fine. When I run out of material, there's no need to keep talking. Email for me, for the show. We have an email for the show. It's the VOR podcast and gaming at gmail.com. Actually, you know, I don't have that. And I should start putting that in the description of the video. So yeah, the VOR podcast and gaming at gmail.com. And then also check our link tree in our bio and the description of this video or this live, all of our social media information and everything like that's in there. Our GoFundMe for the protest coming up is in there. Our merch is in there, literally everything. The fightagainstfascism.org information is in there. Again, we're going to have everybody from that on the show again for the rally in Atlantic City on the 14th. So I'm going to be busy next month. I will be in 2 different states within a week apart. That's the most traveling I've done in, I don't know, over a decade probably. I've traveled more this year than I have I can't even remember how long. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you watching. Sorry about the 3 minutes of my mouth moving and nothing coming out of it. I hate when that happens. I use a micro USB cable, but there is an actual like legit audio cable I can order for this. I just haven't done it yet. So love you guys. Have a good night. If you guys want to hang out some more on Twitch or TikTok, I am going to be gaming after this. So I'll see you.